Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. This program is produced in Dove Creek, Colorado by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network for DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
This is your community TV station. If you would like to suggest a story or let us know about an event to share, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119.
Today's show runs Thursday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is September 19th, 2019, and now the news at noon.
From the Cortez Journal, a federal judge has rejected an effort by a Native American tribe to reclaim Valles Caldera National Preserve. U.S. District Judge James Browning issued a sealed opinion denying Jemez Pueblo's claim that its Aboriginal property rights were never extinguished. He found that the federal government had clear title to the land. The ruling came August 31st after a trial held last year in Albuquerque. Tribal officials and their attorneys could not be reached for comment. It's unclear if they plan to appeal. Valles Caldera's home is home to vast grasslands, the remnants of one of North America's few supervolcanoes and one of New Mexico's most famous elk herds. The Pueblo considers the nearly 140 square mile swath of federally managed public land as a spiritual sanctuary and part of its traditional homeland.
Reported by Colorado Politics with a photo Easter 17 from Wikimedia Commons. Add the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union to those who don't want wolves reintroduced to Colorado. The 20,000-member organization has joined the Colorado Stop the Wolf Coalition campaign against Initiative 107 on the 2020 ballot. Quote, Colorado embraces the economic and cultural value of livestock ranching, and the forced introduction of wolves will create too many headaches with no real way to resolve things should they get out of hand, said Dr. Dale McCall, the president of the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union, in a statement. What may appear to be a good idea seems burdened with unanswered questions and unintended consequences. We can't afford to get this wrong. The measure pits wildlife lovers against those concerned about the wolves preying on livestock and other domestic animals. Advocates for the ballot measure, led by the Rocky Mountain Wolf Action Fund, say bringing back the gray wolves would restore balance to Colorado's wilderness ecosystem. They must turn in signatures of 124,632 registered Colorado voters, representative of 5% of those who voted in the last Secretary of State's race, by December 13th to qualify for the ballot the next November. If voters then approved Initiative 107, they would authorize the state legislature to pay for, quote, fair compensation for livestock losses caused by the wolves. The full text of this proposal ballot measure can be found online at ballotpedia.org and search for Colorado Restore Gray Wolf Population Initiative 2020. Quote, we are thankful to have Rocky Mountain Farmers Union join our growing coalition as we mobilize more and more Coloradans who understand the real danger and inevitable disaster that forced introduction of wolves will bring to our state. That's stated by Denny Behrens, co-chair of the Colorado Stop the Wolf Coalition.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, the Burger King in Cortez is back in business after shutting down for a few days earlier this month because of a gas leak and equipment repairs. According to Atmos Energy, around 4 p.m. September 5th, a customer reported a possible natural gas leak in the restaurant. An inspection soon after by an Atmos technician revealed unsafe conditions on a cooking appliance and water boiler that had leaking gas connections, said Curtis Paradisa, Public Affairs Manager for Atmos Energy Corporation. The restaurant closed for 3 days to make repairs. According to Cortez and Montezuma County code officials, it reopened on September 10th. State and county regulations require a restaurant to have hot water in order to operate. Atmos and the city required a licensed professional to install the new gas lines and replace the water boiler. The repaired units also had to pass a city fire code inspection. City permits were required to replace the boiler, city officials said, and it took time for the restaurant to obtain a licensed plumber and gas technician to install a new water heater and repair the appliance gas lines. The new water heater and gas lines passed the city fire code inspection, according to a report by Cortez Fire Code Inspector Sean Canada. A green tag was given to the manager and the restaurant resumed operations. Less serious code issues were revealed by the inspection. A faulty hood must be repaired and batteries need to be replaced in emergency lighting. A follow-up inspection is scheduled for September 20th. Efforts to contact Burger King representatives for comment on the matter were unsuccessful.
Reported on ABC 15, yes, it's back in the news. The hashtag Free the Nipple campaign made its appearance at the 10th Judicial Court. The article continues. It's a beautiful sunny day in Fort Collins, Colorado. Maybe you want to take your shirt off. Well, now men and women both can show a little skin in the city, or actually anywhere in the states of Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, New Mexico, Kansas, or Oklahoma. That's because of a recent court decision. The city of Fort Collins decided not to fight any further. It's a big deal for Britt Hoagland and many women who say it's their right to wear or not wear a shirt. Quote, addressing small parts of inequality can make a big difference in how people are treated on a day-to-day basis. And I thought Free the Nipple was just one small step closer to how it should be, said Hoagland. Britt, along with co-plaintiff Samantha Six, sued the city of Fort Collins for the right to go topless in public. It's part of the hashtag Free the Nipple movement you might have seen trending on Instagram. Andy McNulty is their attorney and says the law is an attack on equal rights. Any law that says, quote, women are prohibited from is unconstitutional and really just intolerable in a society that should treat women as equal to men, said McNulty. Everybody should be able to be comfortable on a hot day, and if that means taking their shirt off, so be it. No matter how you look, you should have the same freedom as the person next to you, and it's also about equality, said Hoagland. They had been advocating for a while, trying to get the Fort Collins City Council to get rid of a female topless ban in Fort Collins. They'd been unsuccessful, and they wanted to see if we would be willing to represent them in a legal challenge to that ordinance, said McNulty. After the courts ruled in favor of nudity, the city appealed to the federal 10th Circuit of Appeals. That court also ruled in favor of topless women. Fort Collins decided they were not going to try and win at the U.S. Supreme Court level. And that means laws banning women from being topless are not enforceable in all 6 states within the 10th District. Quote, we made a huge impact way beyond Fort Collins, and we were just trying to start a conversation. And that conversation reached to so many more people. It's a miraculous achievement I didn't think I would see in my lifetime, let alone so soon, said Hoagland. But that's not to say there aren't some mixed feelings. However, it's not all bare breasts and roses. In 2017, the 7th Circuit of Appeals ruled to uphold Chicago's topless ban. That means there's 2 districts in the country with opposing views on the matter. If more lawsuits pop up around the country, the Supreme Court may have to rule on the issue after all. McNulty says it's an important issue about equality and how we look at women. Quote, the idea that women's bodies are purely sexual is something that it was perpetuated by this law. By getting rid of this law, we are saying women are more than just a sexual object, and their bodies are more than just a sexual object. They're human beings, just like men.
Reported by the Durango Herald, some operators are cashing in on the CBD craze by substituting cheap and illegal synthetic marijuana for natural CBD in vapes and edibles such as gummy bears, an Associated Press investigation has found. The practice has sent dozens of people to emergency rooms over the last 2 years, yet people behind spiked products have operated with impunity, in part because the business has boomed so fast that regulators haven't caught up while drug enforcement agents have higher priorities. AP commissioned laboratory testing of the vape oil that was used by a victim, plus 29 other vape products sold as CBD around the country, with a focus on brands that authorities or users flagged as suspect. 10 of the 30 contained types of synthetic marijuana drugs, commonly known as K2 or spice, that have no known medical benefits, while others had no CBD at all. Among them was Green Machine, a pod compatible with Juul electronic cigarettes that reporters bought in California, Florida, and Maryland. 4 of those 7 pods contained illegal synthetic marijuana, but which chemical varied by flavor and even location of purchase. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Breezy and windy are the catchwords for our immediate local forecast. Today, possibly isolated showers and thunderstorms after 4 p.m., but that chance has dropped to just 10%, so it's very unlikely we'll see really any rain. Mostly sunny with a high near 76 degrees today. Breezy with a south wind 15 to 20 miles an hour, increasing 25 to 25 miles an hour in the afternoon, with winds that could gust as high as 35. Tonight, again, just a 20% chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms before 9 p.m., and then isolated showers between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 51 degrees, still breezy with a south-southwest wind 10 to 20 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. And into Friday, a slight 10% chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms between noon and 3 p.m. Mostly sunny with a high near 70 degrees, breezy with a south-southeast wind 10 to 20 miles an hour, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust again as high as 30 miles an hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 41 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour in the evening. And winds could gust as high as 25 miles an hour. This weekend is still promising a beautiful start to the lunar autumnal solstice. That's the start of fall. Saturday, sunny with a high near 70 degrees. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest in the afternoon. And once again, winds could gust as high as 20 miles an hour. Saturday night, clear with a low around 42 degrees. Sunday, sunny with a high near 71. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 45. And Monday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, partly sunny with a high near 68. Monday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight, and then a slight chance for showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 44. And into Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 67. Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 45. And be sure to take some photos of your outdoor adventures, whether hunting or harvesting, hiking, or having a nice day on your porch. Add your weather pics to the DCTV local weather group. It's free to join and fun to share. And now, back to the news.
According to the Durango Herald, a cheap daily pill that combines 4 drugs has been tested for the first time in the United States to see how it works as well if it works as well among low-income Americans as it has in other countries to treat conditions leading to heart attacks and strokes. Experts said the study may draw U.S. interest to a strategy that has been seen as useful only in places with limited access to medical care. The pill contained low doses of 3 blood pressure drugs and a cholesterol drug. About 300 people ages 45 to 75 from a community health center in Mobile, Alabama, took part. Half were assigned to take the combo pill. The others continued their usual care. After a year, the polypill patients had lowered their blood pressure and LDL, or bad cholesterol, by more than the others and by amounts doctors find meaningful. The study didn't last long enough to measure heart attacks or strokes. A 5-year study of a different polypill in 6,800 people in Iran found it lowered the danger of heart attack, stroke, or heart failure by a third. Polypills aren't yet available in the United States. Many U.S. doctors have seen little need, preferring to tailor medications individually, said Dr. Salim Yusuf of McMaster University in Canada, who leads another polypill study expected to finish next year. But doctors often fail to customize medications because they don't have time and patients dislike return visits.
Reported in ZeroHedge.com, a study by researchers from Northeastern University and Imperial College London found that many popular smart TV models, including models by Samsung and LG, as well as streaming dongles from Roku and Amazon Fire TV, are leaking sensitive user data to advertisers. The models listed above would share data like location and IP addresses with Netflix, Facebook, and third-party advertisers, that according to a report in the Financial Times. Just when social media companies were starting to modify their data collection practices to better respect user privacy, the next threat is coming from the Internet of Things. Smart TVs are becoming increasingly popular in the U.S. In some cases, users' data were being sent to Netflix even though they didn't have an account. And it's not just smart TVs. Other smart devices, from speakers to cameras, have also been caught sending user data to third parties like like Spotify. And now even bathroom fixtures such as faucets and toilets can be connected wirelessly. Nearly 70% of Americans have a smart TV or a Roku or Apple TV. Nearly all of these devices have recognition technology that tracks what you watch and sells your data, approximating your interests to advertisers. In a separate study of smart TVs by Princeton University researchers, they found that some apps supported by Roku and Fire TV were sending data such as specific user identifiers to third parties, including Google. Amazon was one of the third parties contacted by about half of the devices tested by researchers at Northeastern. Quote, Amazon is contacted by almost half of the devices in our test, which stands out because this means Amazon can infer a lot of information about what you're doing with different devices in your home, including those they don't manufacture, said David Chofnes, computer scientist at Northeastern University and one of the paper's authors. They also can have a lot of visibility into what their competitors are doing. Since most of the data shared by the devices were encrypted, researchers couldn't tell exactly what was being transmitted in some cases. Quote, they can definitely see some viewing is taking place, but what they can't exactly see depends on what the manufacturer is sending, which we have not made an attempt to re-engineer, said Hamid Haddadi, computer scientist at Imperial College and another paper author. But experts warn there's minimal oversight regarding these smart devices. As one analyst warned, the situation is dire. Buyer beware. Simply know that you are being monitored nearly everywhere these days, and not always for your advantage.
From the Durango Herald, when researchers at the University of Kentucky compare brains donated from people who died with dementia, very rarely do they find one that bears only Alzheimer's, trademark plaques, and tangles, no other damage. If they do, we call it a unicorn, said Donna Wilcock, an Alzheimer's specialist at the university's Aging Center. Contrary to popular perception, there are a lot of changes that happen in the aging brain that lead to dementia, in addition to plaques and tangles. That hard-won lesson helps explain how scientists are rethinking Alzheimer's. For years, researchers have been guided by one leading theory that getting rid of a buildup of a sticky protein called amyloid would ease the mind-robbing disease. Yet, drug after drug has failed. They might clear out the gunk, but they're not stopping Alzheimer's inevitable worsening. The new mantra, diversify. With more money, the government had a record $2.4 billion to spend on Alzheimer's research this year. The focus has shifted to exploring multiple novel ways of attacking a disease now considered too complex for one-size-fits-all solutions. On the list, researchers are targeting the brain's specialized immune system, fighting inflammation, even asking if simmering infections play a role.
Are you ready for the autumnal solstice and alien stock this weekend? As reported from Yahoo News AP with AP photo John Locken. Visitors descending on the remote Nevada desert for Storm Area 51 are from Earth, not outer space. No one knows what to expect, but the two tiny towns of Rachel and Hyco near the once secret military research site are preparing for an influx of people over the next few days. It's happening. We're already having people from all over the world. Little Alien, that's the name of the inn, proprietor Connie West said Wednesday from her bustling cafe and motel, where volunteers have arrived from Portland, Scotland, Australia, Florida, Idaho, and Oklahoma. Neighbors, elected officials, and event organizers said the craze sparked by an internet joke inviting people to, quote, see them aliens might become a cultural marker, a monumental dud, or something in between. Area 51's secrecy has long fueled fascination about extraterrestrial life, UFOs, and conspiracy theories, giving rise to the events this week and prompting military warnings not to approach the protected site. Quote, this phenomenon is really a perfect blend of interest in aliens and the supernatural, government conspiracies, and the desire to know what we don't know, said Michael Ian Bohr, a University of Nevada, Las Vegas sociologist who researches pop culture and paranormal activity. The result, Bohr said, was, quote, hope and fear for events that include the Area 51 base camp, featuring music, speakers, and movies, and two festivals competing for the name Alien Stock, starting this Thursday, today. Some neighbors and officials in 2 counties near Area 51 are nervous. The area of scenic mountains and rugged desert is home to a combined 50,000 people and compares in size with New England. Elected officials signed emergency declarations after millions of people responded to the Facebook post this past summer. Quote, "We are preparing for the worst," said George Arnu, a Rachel resident who could see from his home a makeshift stage and cluster of portable toilets in a dusty area recently scraped of brush surrounding West's Little Motel and Cafe. Arnu said he installed outdoor floodlights, fencing, and, quote, "no trespassing" signs on his 30-acre property. He's also organized a radio-equipped night watch of neighbors, fearing there won't be enough water, food, trash bins, or toilets for the visitors. Those that know what to expect camping in the desert are going to have a good time, Arnu said. And those who are looking for a big party are going to be disappointed. Officials expect cellular service to be overwhelmed. The nearest gas station is 45 miles away. Campers could encounter overnight temperatures as low as 41 degrees. Quote, "We really didn't ask for this," said Varlin Higbee, a Lincoln County commissioner who voted to allocate $250,000 in scarce funds to handle anticipated crowds. Quote, "We have planned and staged enough to handle 30 to 40,000 people," Higbee said. "We don't know how many will come for sure." Though the creator of that Facebook event later called it a hoax, the overwhelming response sent local, state, and military officials scrambling. Promoters began scouting sites. A beer company produced alien-themed cans. A Nevada brothel offered discounts to ET enthusiasts. The Federal Aviation Administration closed nearby airspace this week. Quote, "People's desire to be part of something, to be ahead of the curve," said Borer, the sociologist. "Area 51 is a place where normal, ordinary citizens can't go. When you tell people they can't do something, they just want to do it even more." George Harris, owner of the Alien Research Center souvenir store in Hyco, who welcomed the attention and planned a cultural program focused on extraterrestrial lore Friday and Saturday. The Area 51 base camp promises up to 60 food trucks and vendors, trash and electric service, and a robust security and medical staff. West, the motel owner, is planning an alien stock on Thursday through Sunday in Rachel, a town of about 50 residents, a more than 2-hour drive north of Las Vegas, on a normally lonely road dubbed the Extraterrestrial Highway. She plans 20 musical acts plus food vendors and souvenir sellers. The U.S. Air Force has issued stern warnings for people not to approach the gates of the Nevada Test and Training Range, where Area 51 is located. The military added razor wire to barbed cattle fencing on the Area 51 boundary, installed more cameras and battery-powered lighting, and erected an imposing spike barrier just inside a gate. He noted a new sign telling trespassers they'll be arrested and fined $1,000. Hundreds of law enforcement officers and medics will be on hand along with the Nevada National Guard. Can you imagine such an influx of people in a rural site? Just thinking Woodstock 50 years ago. We'll see what happens.
From the Cortez Journal, a rare American marten has been documented in the La Salle Mountains near Moab, reports the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources. In April, wildlife cameras set high in the mountains captured footage of the marten, a member of the weasel family. It is the first credible sighting of the specific species in that area. Since the 1920s, biologists have been speculating that the range of American martens extended into the La Salles. Now we have evidence they do, DWR officials said. It's a pleasant surprise to discover at least a few of these remarkable creatures living in southeastern Utah. They can be found in mature northern forests of Utah. Biologists were thrilled to find the creature in the relative geographic isolation of the La Salle Mountains. Because of its limited distribution, the American marten is a protected species.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. If you're making a road trip this weekend, you might consider Montrose, as they are having their 14th annual Oktoberfest, tasting featuring over 25 Colorado craft breweries and wineries, live music, and Oktoberfest fun. It runs from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. in downtown Montrose. And here's a last-minute notice of the 2019 Boogie in Moab. They call it the mother of all boogies. This year, the Boogie is new and improved. All off-site jumps will be pre-manifested to help you maximize your Boogie fun. The Desert Rave will be as epic as ever, and check out the growing list of organizers, they say. It runs from September 19th through the 22nd at the Moab Canyonlands Airport north of town. For all things Boogie, go online to motherofallboogies.com. And here in Dove Creek Middle School is looking for a head boys basketball coach. The season begins October 7th. Go to the dc2j.org website to apply or contact Shane Boffman at the school. The next sports schedule is for the high school football to play Norwood in Norwood at 7 p.m. this Friday, the 20th. Volleyball has a game Friday also in Norwood at 3 p.m. on Friday, and the middle school volleyball plays Dolores at 4 p.m. today, and then Saturday the 21st, it's a Mancus Dove Creek Norwood Nuclear Tournament at Norwood starting at 10 a.m. Then get ready for next week's homecoming. You'll be sure to see some of the kids and faculty dressing up, and now you'll know why. Monday, it's middle school tie-dye versus high school camo day. Tuesday, through the decades, meaning before the 2000s. Wednesday, it's your class color day, and Thursday, it's blue and gold, just in time for the parade. The freshman dress up on Monday is dress as a food. Tuesday is TV day, dress as a character from TV. Wednesday is dress like your senior. Thursday is senior choice. And for the class colors, grades 6 through 12th, the 6th grade is orange, 7th is yellow, 8th is blue, 10th is red, 11th is green, 12th is purple, and the staff will be wearing pink. The homecoming parade is next Thursday, and their homecoming dance is the following Saturday night. Go Bulldogs. And I post up all these High Canyon country happenings on our Facebook page, which is DCTV News at Noon, so you can look up phone numbers and dates. We also upload the daily news to our YouTube channel, which you can search for with the same name, DCTV News at Noon. And the broadcast is also posted to the general Facebook page, where we add links to stories of interest, share other event or news, and where you can join in on the conversation too. This is your local community TV station, so if you have something you'd like to share, email us at dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us at 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. Whether it's for the broadcast, which airs here in Dolores County on Channel 32.1 at noon, now Monday through Friday, or online on our YouTube channel or our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, where you can watch it on demand anytime you would like.
We'd love to have you interact with the news program, add comments, or share stories there on DCTV News at Noon on Facebook page. And if you would, please like us there and share it with your friends and family.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the Dove Creek News at Noon program, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.